Hello to my Aquas. Hello to my Aquarius. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading. Aquarius, this reading is for July 28th through August 4th. Hopefully you all are having a great weekend. Hopefully you all are getting out wherever you are. Hopefully the weather is beautiful. And hopefully you're getting out in nature, absorbing some good air. Yes, Aquarius, you are rule 11th house, right? So you are rule 11th house Aquarius. Talking to you wherever Aquarius is in your birth chart. So we're going to just dive right into tarot. I've already prayed over your cards. This is a general reading, so take only what resonates with you. If you're interested in a personal reading, you can go to my website, queenamunra.com. All right. The downloads that I was getting for everybody just separately, and like just in terms of every zodiac sign reading and also the houses and all of that, right? So take what resonates with you. And leave the rest. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't already subscribed, consider subscribing. Let's see what's going on here. All right, let's go. Let's set the tone for your reading. Don't forget to set an intention, and don't forget to clear your energy every time you have an exchange of energy, whether you're talking to people, whether you hug someone, shake their hand, accidentally brush up against someone because you're on the train and it's a little snug on the train, bus, sitting in the car, whatever. Anytime there's an exchange of energy. So start packing. Your new dream home is loading. New dream home is loading. All right. That can be a spiritual dream home. That can feel like you're a brand new you, or it can be in a physical sense, okay? All right, let's get into it. So yeah, Aquarius, 11th house. You know what? Let's pick up the playing cards here. Let's pick up these regular playing cards here. So 11th house is about friendship and community. It's all about friends and allies. So you all rule 11th house in your polarity sign, which is Leo, which currently Mercury is in Leo, and we are currently in Leo season. And these readings are timeless, but currently at the time of filming, we are in Leo season. So if I have any Leos on that's currently watching and it's your birthday, happy birthday to you. My cross watchers, you don't necessarily have to be in an Aquarius sun sign to be tapped in and tuned in, right? But 11th house is where we find our place within the wider group, right? Through friendship and social networks of all kinds. Your planets here suggest the unique role you play as a member of the team, right? So 11th house, find out what your zodiac sign is in your 11th house, first and foremost, okay? We're talking about friends and allies. So if the 5th house is all about play, right? The 11th house is the playground. So where we share space and time with others and create a social circle of friends and acquaintances. So here we find our allies and supporters, those who, whose actions benefit us, and then also teamwork. So aside from our social circle, the 11th house suggests all, kinds of group endeavors, councils, committees, and clubs. Therefore, our mode of participating and contributing to contributing to something larger than our, individual concerns, people that have common goals, just kind of where we're going, So 10th house is like, your inner calling. 11th house is kind of beyond that, right? So if you answer the call in your life, you say, okay, 11th house is, this is your group of people, right? Your group of energies, like where you are. The extent to, which you're prepared to lay aside personal glory for the good of the group is revealed here. That's his hopes and wishes. 11th house reflects our hopes, for the future, and to the extent which we believe life, and support, will support us. It also shapes our attitude towards making plans and the strategies that we can usefully employ to bring them to fruition. So before I was even pulling your cards here, a lot of times when you're reading books, it can be written by you or written by other people. because it's written by another human being, it's some part of that book you may be able to relate to, or you may know someone who you somehow can make a connection with. You're an air sign. The heart chakra connects us with the element of air. So as you're reading books, or you're talking to someone, or you're reading something on social media, your default as an air sign may be to try to make some kind of a connection, whether it's high vibrational, low vibrational, whatever, is to try to make some kind of connection with energies. And I'm seeing a lot of your wishes being fulfilled here. So I'm picking up a lot of really good energies for you here. So here's 5 of Cups here. So something ended. And so there's some lamenting going on. So you're putting the past behind you. Something ended. So 9th house is, and we're in the year 9. So 2025, 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 5 is 9. So you will get that right. So you created something. 9 is a creative number in numerology. So you created something for yourself. So that creativity could have meant that you created a business. You could have created just a new life for yourself. You could have created a family. Maybe you got married. Maybe you had kids. Maybe it's a new spouse. Whatever it is you created something for yourself, right? And so that means that you've broken some kind of chain, like some kind of, your time has been split up, right? In some way, shape, form, or fashion. Like if you're measuring time, like 24 hours in a day. So maybe you spent a large portion of time here, large portion of time here, large portion of time here. So some of that time a chunk of that time has been taken away, to dedicate to this new whatever, new life or something you have, right? So if it's a marriage, you're planting seeds there, right? You're trying to pour into that. If it's a new baby, obviously that baby is going to need some, some time, right? If it's a new life, just in general, you need time to, you need time to, the seeds need to be planted. The seed has already been planted. You need time to pour into that seed. You need to build relationships. You need time, right? But you also need the support, as well. And so, and if you don't have the support, I do see you, putting the past behind you, right? Source definitely is moving you all towards a softer life here. Here's the 3 of Pentacles here, and I do see you being a team player. I see somebody in a leadership position here. This is the 3 of Pentacles here. So yeah, 3 of Pentacles here. You're breaking some kind of well, this is everybody, not just you. Everybody's breaking some kind of generational cycle, chain, and curse. So whatever it is that you're doing, maybe you're the first person, in your family that's, whatever it is you're doing, first person to do something. I don't know what you're doing. I don't want to see it. You could be first person in your family that's getting married and having a child. That would be, I can't even say it's rare, but you could be. I don't know. But something that you're doing, you are a team player, right? And you've spoken. 3 is an inspired action, right? And 3 of Pentacles lets me know that, you're putting the past behind you, and you've already spoken to something, that you're creating something that is supportive of like what team you're on, right? Teamwork, mastery, collaboration, implementation, learning, and you are a very compassionate leader. This is where we're starting out with 9, again, wish fulfillment, right? Yeah, wish fulfillment. So this is Knight of Wands here. So you're free. You're free of something here. Mm-hmm. There's something definitely that you're free of, that you were being pulled into or sucked into something. The Five of Wands is like lamenting over something. So that's like done this black hole. Like if these cards had like an image on it, like whoever the illustrator is, every card has something different. But Five of Cups is like being sucked into something. It connects us with Scorpio. We're not talking about a Scorpio, but Scorpio rules eighth house. It's like and sucked into something that could have ended you, like death, right? Like could have been pulled in, and not death necessarily in the fifth. I mean, like in a physical sense, but like just could have just pulled you down to such a low place, like in terms of just like a zombified state. Like you could have been connected to because eighth house is, like I said, that Scorpio. It could have connected you to just being in a zombified state, right? Wouldn't have given you an opportunity to kind of sort of grow wherever you are right now, right? Would have given you an opportunity to grow wherever you are in your journey right now. So here we have the Four of Hearts here, or Four of Cups here. Yeah. So, which connects us with Cancer. So, if you remember, we closed out a cycle in Cancer, and then part of the day before we started a new moon in Leo. Leo and Cancer are the only two signs that are not ruled by planets. They're ruled by luminaries. Cancer is ruled by the moon. Leo is ruled by the sun, right? So, a light, the sun illuminates the moon. So, a light really shined on something that needed to end. Like something needed to end. Like something needed to die. Like something needed to just, be done with. So you needed to have a conversation, like this number 3. Something needed to inspire some kind of a conversation. Like you needed to be free of something. Somebody needed to be free of something, right? And Pentacles speaks of a physical existence of something, right? The 3 also, Gemini rules third house, right? So Gemini is so you had to take some kind of inspired action and have a conversation. So you had to initiate a conversation. So you received some kind of a download to end something. This is 9, right? So water is receiving. You received some kind of emotion that could have been through a dream or something to end something. Right? So you received some kind of end to something, right? And so some kind of inspired action took place. Something was like dragging you down to a low place. It could have been a memory of something. So all of these things are happening while we got 4 planets. We're about to have 5 planets that are retrograde, right? So 4 planets are currently retrograde. 1, Pluto is retrograde in your zodiac sign in Aquarius. Neptune, which could seem like it was an illusion or confusion, is retrograde in Aries. We're not talking about in Aries. It's retrograde in Aries. Aries is ruled by Mars. Mars is ruled by Mars is the Tower card, excuse me, and Mars is the physical energy planet. It's a masculine planet. It's the sexuality planet. It's the anger, temperament planet. What else is retrograde? Saturn is Saturn is retrograde in Aries also. Same thing. Aries is ruled by Mars. Mars, I just gave you all that information about that. What else? So you may have had a Saturn return, right? So a major life, that's a major life change or something. Maybe there's a new baby, marriage, maybe major life change where you had to physically move your, some kind of shift with your personal identifiable information, maybe ID cards, those kind of things. Maybe you had to physically pack some boxes up, something you had to do, like you said, start packing. Your new dream home is loading. Something that connects you with your past. The Five of, in some way, shape, form, or fashion, right? Something that could connect you with your past, right? What else we got? And then we have the Two of Swords here, right? Two of Swords here. So some kind of injustice may have been done. Some kind of injustice may have been done because the Two of Swords connects us with the 7th house, right? So 7th house connects us with open enemies, like a shadow. Basically like energies who, like a projection. Almost like look at you as like you're the shadow. Like they're the light and you're the shadow. You know how a person would say, let me introduce you to my better half. Well, then that would make you the worst half, like, or the bad half, or whatever. Like somebody's better than you are, right? So here we have the 7 of Wands here. 7 of Wands here. Yeah. So we got 7 of Wands and also the Knight of Wands here. And so 7 of Wands here connects us with your polarity sign, right? And so through prayer and meditation, maybe someone was trying to reach out to you via telepathy, right? Trying to get some downloads, trying to connect with you via telepathy, right? Basically letting you know what people were saying about you, calling you some kind of a garden tool, right? Somebody could have been saying somebody was grandstanding, showing out, just doing the absolute most, right? But it's many different ways that things come through the air, okay? You could have seen it in another video. You could have seen it on a television show. The way that source gets messages through to everybody is whatever you're paying attention to most. However it is you're getting. So if you're reading the Bible, that's how source is going to get a message to you, right? And people are going to choose to believe what they want to believe about you, right? If you are listening to audiobooks, and it doesn't matter what audiobook you're listening to, source will get a message to you that way. If source can get a message to you through a talking donkey or a burning bush, for real, source will get it to you that way. It'll be splattered on the side of a bus while you're driving down the highway or byway. However, source needs to get a message through to you, source will get a message to you. However, source needs to get a message to you through cards, through a complete stranger, right? However, get a message through to you. But apparently, some energies have been holding some. Think of it this way. So the 6 is the 7 of Wands, and Knight of Wands would bring it back to 6 of Wands. So 6 of Wands looks like a rounded back with a bulging belly. And this is fire. So it's like fire shut up in someone's bones, but not necessarily in the most favorable way necessarily towards you. Like somebody's like, oh, I can't wait to get on stage and say something kind and favorable about Aquarius. It's like opposition. Like somebody wanted to get up on stage and really just, blow towards you, like set you just, So anyway, the source is saying something has come to an end. Something has come to an end. Something has come to an end. So, yeah. Here's the 5 of Wands here. Yeah. So there's a lot of people that's talking about some things. There's a lot of conversation that's going on about some things right now. There's a lot of people now talking about, now that you have closed out something, right? Now some spell work has gone back, right? 6 and 5 is 11. 11 is a master number. So that meant that whatever messages needed to come through and however they needed to come through, because you took action, right? You got off the fence. 11 is a master number, right? and it symbolizes light, L-I-G-H-T. No matter how you see the number 11, if you see it in the number 29, 38, 47, 56, right? 65, which you're seeing it here, right? Night and 7 would bring us to 6, and you're seeing it 5. So you're seeing 65. So this is 11, right? However you see it you can see it in the shape of this card, right? 11, right? Right, it can look like a triangle, a square. It can look like you stepping through a portal, right? If your mirror, that could be a number 11. Your cell phone, a camera, anything that's shaped like a square or triangle, whatever. Number 11. Source is has been trying to get a message through to you. Basically, step through, take some kind of action, enlighten yourself, right? And so however long it took for you to get a message to end something, however long it took to get a message to end something, something needed to end. Something needed to end. And so in hindsight, when you go back through your memory, when we talk about the number 8, in hindsight, you're going to start remembering all of the messages. When source starts for helping you to remember. Here's the 10 of Swords here. So 10 of Swords speaks to you being behind closed doors, right? And how you may have heard people talking about people behind their backs, right? So when you hear the term, like when you hear how people talk about other people behind their back, they're talking about you the same way behind your back, right? And so now something is starting to make sense. Right? Something is starting to make sense. Yeah, something is starting to make sense. All right. Other things that could have been said about you and someone else. Yeah, things that were said about you and someone else. You and your loved ones, or you and a loved one, or just you and your loved ones. Things were said. So anyway, some kind of spell work was sent back. Something that you're creating, something that you've created is creating a dream life for you. Here we have the Chariot card. I see someone getting married. Congratulations to you, right? Yemiya or Yemoja, you, whoever you are, the star, right? So someone's a goddess. Take only what resonates with you, right? What's interesting was I was picking up on before I even turned the camera on. I'm talking to men and women, Aquarius here, is there were some energies that could have taken up for you. What's coming to mind is a particular book, right? Now, I'm not trying to get all into semantics and all of that because I'm not teaching a Bible lesson. I just want to make that crystal clear here. But whenever I read any kind of book and I'm trying to make connections here of just like characters in a book here, something's kind of stood out for me as I'm reading these cards right here. And what kind of came to me prior to turning the camera on for you all is sometimes when people don't know the gifts that other people are carrying, within them. Obviously, you've been carrying a gift, a big gift, inside of you. Whoever you had to end relationships with, whoever. And people get an opportunity to speak on your behalf, and they know that you carry gifts, right? I'm thinking of a particular story of someone's ego who got in the way because they were in front of their friends. They had maybe a little bit too much to drink. They were in front of their friends. They had a high level position. They wanted this person to join, the celebration. The person told them no, and excuse me. And so they just like, oh, okay, you know what? I'll just replace you then. I'll just replace you. I'll replace you with, someone else, right? And something had to end. Something had to end. I mean, completely end. So other things could take place so that you could start your beginning. You can start your beginning here. You can start your beginning here. Wherever you are, you're where Source planted you. Wherever you are is where Source planted you. Right? There could have been a lot of people who could have spoken up on your behalf. That's silence for whatever reason. People were silent for whatever reason. Some people were impulsive. And so, like I said, here's the Five of Pentacles here. Yeah, Five of Pentacles here. Talked about wanting you out in the cold. And specifically what I'm talking about is the Book of Esther, just so we're crystal clear here. You all would have to read it. There's only 10 books here, so that's why I specifically said it's not a Bible lesson. I'm thinking about, usually when I'm reading cards, I'm like making reference to characters in different books. So yeah, so people are fighting, people are arguing, people are fighting, yeah, but that spell work went right back. Yeah, here's the Seven of Wands here. But something is already closed out. People are arguing, people are fighting, but it's not going to change. Something is already closed out. Something is already closed out. You're free. You're free. Here's the Four of Pentacles here. So I see you being more conservative with your time. I see you being more conservative with your time, right? Yeah, I see you being more conservative with your time. That's what I'm saying to you all. When a cycle closes out, close out cycles with love. Keep your vibrations high. Recall your energy. Call your energy back. Every single time you can do it at the end of each day. So if you're new to my channel, you can call it back however you need to call it back. You can say, I call back my energy from all people, places, dimensions, timelines, and things that don't serve my highest purpose without harm to anyone. You can close it out with amen. You can close it out, so it is, however, so it be. However you close it out. However you close it out. But I'm seeing a lot of your wishes being fulfilled here. But again, you're not trying to harm anyone. We're just closing out cycles. You're not trying to harm anyone. Closing out cycles, right? So here we have the Ace of Cups fell on the Ten of Wands here. You're a hardworking person. Something was organically grown here. I'm talking about like whatever it is, you built something from the ground up. You built something from the ground up here. You're a very responsible person. You built something, whatever it is you've been working on, you built something from the ground up here. It's Two of Swords. Yeah. And this is something, this is protected. Yeah. You have a lot of pearls of wisdom. Yeah, you have a lot of pearls of wisdom. It's protected. Right. So let's go ahead and close this out. So there's a lot of energy put into something. Yeah. Someone was trying to bring out the worst in you. Somebody was trying to get you to be swinging wands and, all of this, right? So in that story, you could have been a whole lot of people. You could have been a lot of characters, for instance. You could have been a lot of characters in that. There's a lot of names I could toss out in that particular story there. But for some of you all, because you knew what you were carrying in terms of your gifts, right? Chariot card is mother and money zodiac signs ruled by the moon, but it's mother and money. We're not talking about just paper and coins. We're talking about knowing your worth and knowing your value, right? Somebody knows the gift that they carry, right? And that's what you're protecting. You're saying you know the gift that you're carrying, you're protecting that gift. And you're not going to do anything to harm it or anyone else. So I do see you being conservative, with your time. So yeah, here's a goddess card here. So at the end of that particular story, the person who was told to the person who returned, because they had a lot of people around them, the person who was they had a lot of people around them that knew the gifts that they were carrying, but they said nothing. In the story, the person was pregnant, right? The person was pregnant in the story. So y'all would have to really read this story. And this is not I'm not trying to overstep any boundaries with anybody, but you would have to read the story, right? To know that the person was pregnant. This connects us with the Empress card, right? So going through, this person is carrying, but at the end of the story, that's when you kind of sort of find out what the energy was carrying. So the person was carrying this gift, and so anybody who knows somebody who's carrying a gift, and you're trying to figure out, okay, why do I feel this way? Why am I kind of your body is going through changes? Why do I feel this way? Why's your body going through certain kinds of changes? So I'm talking to men and women, Aquarius. When you're going through, just really kind of the seed is planted and your gifts are growing, right? And you're trying to understand, your gifts, and it's like a person who is hungry for more. You're growing your gifts, right? And you're reading this book and that book and hungry for knowledge, and you're talking to this person and that person and this person and that person and putting all this energy into this and that, and you grabbing your burning bowl and you people are okay, what are they burning? What exactly are they burning? And people don't know what you're burning. They're confused. Okay, and they go running back. Okay, we saw them burning. We don't know what they're burning, but let's get on the walkie-talkie. We don't know what they're doing. They're burning something. We're not really sure what they're burning. I mean, are they burning such and such, or are they burning such and such? We don't really know, right? And you could literally just be burning negative thoughts. Okay, I don't really understand this. It's confusing. You had a dream, a download about something. Okay, make this make sense. You could be praying, really, but a lot of it has to do with the gift that you're carrying, right? Your intuition growing. And that's what I'm seeing here in the spiritual sense. Just trying to balance some things out. But make room for a new blessing here. And just relax. Get out and get some sunlight. She apologizes for betraying you, whoever she is. So time to ground yourselves. Somebody secretly has a crush on you. I have no idea who that is. So you're healing from the pain that they caused. You're a star, but so is everyone else, meaning that everyone has a north node. Everyone has a calling from within. Everyone has a calling from within, right? So pray and meditate You have the gift of clairvoyance. You see things. So if somebody is a seer, S-E-E-R, seer, right? So your intuition is heightened. So that's where you want to put your energy. Like you want to put all your energy into seeing something, right? So that's where, like, for instance, if you have a gift, and it's almost like a person who is pregnant with a child, and people want to know, like, what's it going to be? You know, like, what is it going to be? Is, you know, who's it going to look like? You know, what is it going to look like at the end? Like, what, you know, you're all excited. Like, what, you're about to give birth to something. What does that look like at the end? And then all these energies around you, like, okay, well, we want to know too. Tell us. So you're like, well, I don't know. You've been praying about it. You have no idea. Give you a minute. Like, step back, right? So anyway, the new one is extra special. So, yeah. So keep moving forward. So your mental health is just as important as your physical health. You know, heart chakra cleanse. Journal your journey. So continue journaling your journey. The enemy's playing backfire. The enemy is the devil, right? So you have the gift of claircognizance. This is psychic knowledge about other people. Your laughter is medicine. Yeah. So you have the gift of precognition. This is foreknowledge. You are an answered prayer. Always bet on you, right? So you deserve the best, right? You have the gift of telepathy. This is a transference of thoughts, feelings, or ideas, whether intuitively, emotively, or super consciously. Yeah. So what I'm looking at here is I feel like because there's so much fire in the cards, somebody had possibly a fun, maybe upbringing in church, actually. This is what I'm seeing here. That you can draw from those memories, right? And that's what's called kind of helping you to go through your rebirth. Right here. So something is dropping, meaning like, and I mean like, that's what somebody draws from. That's why you can make so much of a connection with a lot of different things. And something is really fascinating for you and how everything is connected. So it's all love. Like, really, that's what I'm seeing here in the cards for you all. But familiar spirits wouldn't know that because that's solar plexus chakra, and that's developed between the ages of 15 through 21. Yeah, so imagine somebody coming into your life only becoming familiar. They don't really know you, and they are connecting with energies that, you know, really don't know you, right? A time to give rather than a time to take, right? So you're removing yourself from that. Yeah, you're removing yourself from that. Yeah, that's what I'm picking up for someone, is that sometimes people don't know the gift that you carry because you may have had you know what I'm kind of sort of picking up, seeing in the spirit realm is somebody may have had a lot of experiences, maybe with different religions, maybe like you may have had experiences in like different like religious backgrounds. Not that somebody's an expert, but like with different backgrounds, and something could just be fascinating. I mean, really just fascinating. It is fascinating, like when you really think about it, and how everything is connected. So King of Swords here. So I feel like somebody's a very powerful leader. I feel like whoever you are, you know how to connect the dots here. And you're very clear-headed. I feel like you know how to really, really connect the dots, and I feel like you know how to bring people together. So So yeah. I see some kind of a partnership in business and or in love coming across your path here. Lover's card is not always lovers. It could be a partnership in business and or in love, right? But it also connects us with making a decision too, because there's a balance here. But you first needed to end something. You first needed to end something and put the past behind you, like completely detached. In a physical sense, you needed to detach from something. Yeah. So you can get structured and, you know, be more structured and authoritative. You needed to first end something. Yeah. All right. So that's what I have for you. That is what I have for you. All right. Alrighty. Let's see what else we got going on in here. Don't let your past hold you back. Yeah. Your South Node. Because I feel like somebody is in their North Node. Oh, we had another one here. So yeah. So if you haven't pulled your birth chart, please pull your birth chart. Find out what your North Node is, right? And schedule a reading if you don't know. I also do birth chart readings too. So, alrighty. Yes. Let's see what else we got going on here. What card was that fell? Communication is key. Yeah, so we got Gemini here, Virgo here, and the ruling, what's here is Mercury. Mercury is currently retrograde in Leo. Yeah, but when you're dealing with familiar spirits have to be in the know almost like all the time, and that's when you're trying to get grounded and settled, and you're trying to create something. That's like I heard somebody say this on Instagram. I think she's a comedian. Well, at least if she's not, she's certainly very funny and very relatable. But I feel like she was kind of so speaking to anyway, but it's very relatable when you're trying to kind of sort of get settled and you're just trying to trying to create something new that you're not going to you need time for yourself. You need time for yourself to process. You need time to process, unpack your thoughts in the physical and the spiritual sense. Emotions, you need to unpack all of that. So let's see. So energetic clearing. So during crisis, the Holy One herself may be emptying you of fear and attachments, preparing you to receive her luminous plan. So yeah. Yeah, something has been a yeah. These two cards right here is a Tower. Right, you're divinely protected, but like I said, it's you're divinely protected, but something has just been like an upheaval. Something has just. So make sure you all are writing. Make sure you're. Some of you all may have the gift of automatic writing too. That's what I meant to say too. Some of you all may have that gift of automatic writing, like when you just sit down, just information just is downloaded, like memories. It's automatic writing. But yeah, when I look at these two cards right here. How you communicate and how it's received may be two different things. Even though these two zodiac signs, Virgo and Gemini, are ruled by the same planet, Mercury, the communication planet. Mercury is the planet of communication, intellect, rationalized skills. But they rule two different houses. So Gemini rules third house as early education, intelligence, sibling interaction, logic, reason, communication skills, short trips, hobbies. Virgos rule sixth house as health, work habits, daily routines, fitness, pets, service to others, diet, spiritual practices. Yeah. You may be a person, like I said before, your sun and moon could be, even for my cross watchers, could be your sun and or moon could be a receiving sign. It could be water, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. So here we have I am awakening. So the universe is arranging people and experiences on your path to help you succeed and helping you to wake up to who you truly are. So in that regard, if you're a receiving zodiac sign and you're around familiar spirits, those are energies that are directed outward. That would be fire signs and air signs. And they feel like they need to know, like moment by moment, what's going on, every moment of the, the whatever. And you need time to receive, like process what you've received, like in terms of whatever you're receiving, your emotions, whatever. That's where you boundary. You're ruled by Saturn and Uranus, but that's what the boundary has to be. It has to be enforced, has to be. So that is what I have for you all. That is what I have for you all. Hopefully this is helpful. But yeah, drop a comment below. Yeah, drop a comment below. I think that's it. I'm trying to see if there was any other oracle cards I have here. I have the number, so 1111. So there's another 11 there. So 1111, 29. Let's see. Anything else? But yeah, there's a lot of richness in stories that you read. Not just that one book, but just in stories in general, because it's being told through other people's lenses, right? So, yeah. Lighten your load. Yeah, lighten your load. That's what this is. Alrighty, that's it. So make it a great week, upcoming week here. But again, call back your energy from all people, places, dimensions, and things that don't serve your highest purpose without harm to anyone. And seal it out, close it out. However you close it out, close it out. But your mental health is just as important as your physical health. And yeah, close it out. You got a lot of good news coming your way. I'm telling y'all, you got a lot of good news coming your way because of the gifts that you carry. You're going through a rebirth, so make a decision. Make a decision. It is a get structured and authoritative here. It's in your prayer warrior here. But that's what I have for you. All right, bye.